So I thought it'd be nice to do a new update my through a window project using the GIMP software. What I'm going to do is we're going to take two images, the a window and a critter, and we're going to erase through the window and to reveal the critter. And this is an exercise in straight lines, making straight lines around the window and using selection tool. So there's a difficult version and an easy version. Please watch through the difficult version, and even if you're going to do the easy version, which is at the second half of this video. So have fun, and I'm interested in seeing what you come up with. When looking for files for your project, I'm going to type Window, click on Images, Tools, Size, Large. I want to have good quality photos for my editing. I'm going to look through these windows and I'm going to find that there are hard ones and difficult ones. I challenge you to attempt the hard one. It's not as hard as you think. This would be a hard one, this would be a hard one, but not so bad, because I'm going to show you how to select all these windows and delete them, and how to make straight lines. So I recommend you start with one that's kind of challenging, and it'll look better in the end. Do not right click on the thumbnail. Do not right click on the thumbnail. I want you to right click on this area here to save image and call it window. I'm going to call it AAA window because I have a lot of stuff in my downloads. Next. And now for an easy window, I might choose something like this. Right click, save image as AAA window 2. Hey, so I thought it'd be fair to update my tutorial on the through window project with the brand new GIMP. Looks different than my old one, so I'm going to update over for you all. First of all, notice my toolbar over here. I have these colored icons. I really enjoy these, so I'm going to share this idea with you. The update, they're all grayed out and you can't tell what they are. I can tell that eraser is pink. That's easy for me, right? So I want you to do is Edit, Preferences, and then go down to Icon Theme, choose Legacy, OK, and then you'll have these pretty icons. Very, very much easier to see. To begin, you're going to go to File, Open, and you're going to choose your window. Now this menu here is pretty, you can't really see very much because it's all like grouped together. Do know where you keep things. So in my case, in most cases, you have your name or your username, and then the downloads folder is where I kept mine because I downloaded it there. And then to find it, you can't really see these icons very well, so you kind of have to know ahead of time what it's called. So I'm going to go to my Explorer, that's the yellow button down here, and I'm going to go to my downloads folder and look at it, and this one is called French Windows. So I'm going to look for French Windows in my downloads folder, and because I'm going to sort it by name here, I can then go to F. I got a lot of stuff in here. My downloads folder. And if you get this message, just click Convert. And then you need your critter. So to do your critter, you're going to do File Open as Layers. This is critical. Okay, File Open as Layers. And you're going to then find what the critter looks like. So mine is 0606 something. So I'm going to go up higher in my list here. And you know what? If it gets too annoying, what you do is you right click on it, rename it, call it AAAA Monster. Alright. Go back over here, cancel, File Open as Layers. And I'm gonna look for my A's. A. There it is. A monster. Oh, and I can see it there. So open. And notice the monster is gigantic and the window is not. So I'm going to immediately go to my scale tool, which is this one here. Notice all the blue ones all coordinate to moving and rotating, which is nice. You click once and you can kind of like shrink it down by grabbing onto this thing here. If you grab the middle, you can move. So you can shrink and move. Do not use the side. Well, okay. I thought it was going to squish. Try not to squish. So if it does try to squish on you, don't do that. So I'm going to put this up here. Bring it down here. Center it a little bit. Click scale. And now you have the two layers. I'm going to put the window on top of... See? I'm going to switch the layer up on top of the critter. Take my eraser. And I'm going to start erasing. Oh, and I noticed there's something wrong. This is mission critical. If it doesn't erase to transparent, you have to right-click on the window layer and choose Add Alpha Channel. Okay? Not all pictures have that alpha, which I described in the directions, that transparency by default. We have to add it to the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this guy. And if you've seen my pixel art tutorial, I decided I want to keep the roof here. I think it's a pretty cool idea to keep the roof. So I'm going to erase everything but the roof. And now when I get closer to the window, right, I'm going to be sure to lower my, or reduce the size of my brush. Like this. I'm going to Alt scroll to scroll in. Alright, and I'm going to make the brush even smaller, and then we're going to get in the grooves. Now, straight lines. This is really easy. You click once, hold shift, click again, straight line. Hold click, shift, click. And what I do is I walk myself around objects by holding the shift down and clicking. And this makes it real fast. So this window here, I'll click, shift, click. Maybe I'll try that again. Click, shift, click. Now if the brush is like too soft, not a strong edge, you can change that here. Your hardness level. So you can change the brush, you can change the hardness. So I'm going to click, shift, click. Click, shift, click. See that? Straight lines. You want to really make sure you erase. So do that. And Control Z, undo if you make mistakes. Alright, if you like accidentally, oops, Control Z, undo. Alright, so I'm going to make the brush smaller. I'm going to get in here, Control Shift, boom. I'm sorry, just click Shift, not Control Shift. Do this real quick. Alright. So which is really the hard spots. Now for the window, same thing. Click, shift, click. Hold shift, click. Hold shift, click. Hold shift, click. And I can do that pretty much around the edges. And then I can just go willy-nilly. Oh, not that big. In the middle. And I just prefer shift click the entire time. Much faster, not really hard to do, and the result is pretty good. Alt scroll out, and you can see your critter coming along. Now for these windows over here, they're very straight. Well, you could do that shift click thing, or you can grab the rectangle tool here, and so it's the rectangle select, it's called. Alright, so you're going to come over, alt scroll into the window, and you're going to click the corner and drag down to this corner, make it a little bigger, and hit delete key. Pretty cool, right? Now you can drag that actual rectangle select to the next window pane, because you already have it. Resize it. And hit the delete key. Alright, now you want to get rid of this selection. Every single time you use any of the select tools, you want to get rid of them. So what you're going to do is go to select, none, or shift control A. Alright, get my here eraser. Click shift, click. Clean up this little area here. Alright, and then of course I'm going to finish the entire window, right? I'm going to get all these, get all those. Alright. I accidentally erased too much of this here window. In GIMP, there's a glorious anti-erase. That's down here. You could check it, but I always forget when I check it, so I don't do that. Or hit Alt. So if I have the eraser, at any time in my project, I can hold Alt and erase, undo my erase. That is a really cool feature. You should all be excited that that exists. So if you want to clean something up, you hold Alt in the erase and it cleans it up. You might have a couple problems. One, the eraser is not working, so you're going to find out that you're using the wrong layer, or something is selected. I'm going to show you how that works. So now I have the two layers going. A common mistake, you're doing some erasing. Let's say I go like this and I'm erasing. Oh, I'm like, oh my God, the window's not erasing, right? And then you look and say, oh no, I erased on the lower level. I want you to be aware, okay? I'm going to undo. I want you to be aware that you have to be selected on the layer that you want to erase. So if you're erasing and nothing's happening, it's probably because it's underneath. Good luck trying to fix that. And of course, anti-erase works. And then, the other common error or problem that people have is, let's say you selected the window. Let's do this one here. Let's say you select this window here, and then you take your eraser and you're saying, okay, I'm on this layer, I want to erase Godzilla. Oh, I can't erase Godzilla, what's going on? And that's because it's only going to erase, see that? It only erases what's selected. So a lot of times you guys are going to probably play with this magic wand select tool, which is very common, useful tool down the line. With if you change the threshold, of course, you can see. Let's see those ants right there? I may not see those or notice those, and I go to erase, say Godzilla, and it's not erasing. I'm all frustrated. Mr. Murphy, I can't understand why my eraser's not working. I'm going to ask you two things. I'm going to say, are you selected on this correct layer? And the second thing I'm going to ask is, do you have anything selected? And to verify that, you should always check select none and then do your erasing. Alright, so I'm gonna finish erasing on my window, and you should too. And this one I'm gonna select the entire pane, make it a little wider, hit delete, move it down here, hit delete. Alright, and then select none, of course. And I want you to do is select the window layer here, okay? Make sure you select it on it. And I want you to go to dodge and burn. Dodge means darken. No, sorry, dodge means lighten. And if you hold, if you come down here and change it to burn, it'll darken. And why I ask you, I'm going to undo because I had that first one there. So what you're going to do is go to burn, make the brush a little bigger, select this, and make it darker to kind of feel like, the more you click, the darker it gets, to make it feel like it's part of the Godzilla scenario. I don't want to hit the window because that's part of this layer. But I do want to make this dark. Every time you click, it's worth 1 darken. So I'm clicking a couple times there, trying to make this feel like it's part of the Godzilla scene. Again, down here I could decide, oh, I can make this, keep this brick if I want. No, because I erased all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all that. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to get this, delete, finish my windows, and yeah. For some of you, you're going to have to crop because the window is, maybe you started with the background and not the window. You want to resize first, of course, scale either layer. You can scale either layer, but then you're going to crop. And that's this tool right here, the crop tool. The crop tool, what you do is you select an area that you want to keep. Now, I wouldn't do this normally for this one, so I'm going to just demo it, though. And then click Enter. Now you're going to want to save. Now you save a project. In other words, the XCF extension is a project. When you open it again, you'll have both layers. This is important. I am going to put mine in my downloads. Not a good idea for most people, but I'm going to say window project. I'm going to put my name on it. So I'm going to go actually Murphy window project. And I'm going to put it in my downloads. All right. And then you're going to do is file export as. Exporting is the process of sending a version out into whatever you want, and it flattens it, meaning puts the 2 layers together. And then it's something you can put on Instagram and so on. So I'm going to call it Murphy Window Project.png, or like a lot of times I'll do is I'll put final on it, meaning this is the final version. I may have 3 different ones, 3 different shades that I liked, but I'm going to keep this one. Just hit export again. That's it. No biggie. That PNG file, the one that says final, is what you're going to upload to Schoology. Notice in my downloads folder, I have 2 versions of it. One, it has the GIMP head, and you can't see it. Okay, that's my project file. This one that I can see, okay, is the actual picture file that you're going to put up on Schoology for turning it in. Now, I also wrote final on my name so I know what it is, so that I can pull that into Schoology and turn it in. I could also right click here and rename this if I'd like to, but do note there are 2 versions. A non-visual version, that is your project, and your project file, and the other one is a actual picture. If you save, you keep the layers for later work. If you export, you squish it together, you can post it anywhere. And now, the easy version. Now the easy version, I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn off the window that I was just doing. In fact, I'm going to put it behind so I don't ruin it. So I just have my Godzilla, and now I'm going to File, Open as Layer. Whenever you're combining 2 layers, you're going to do File, Open as Layer for the second. I called mine AAA Window 2 to make it easier for myself. Let's see if I can find it. AAA Window 2. I'm going to put it on the top. Now, it was not on the top when I opened it. Lucky me. I'm going to place it on the top myself. I may have to resize it using the scale tool. I'll make it bigger. I can move it around. Hit enter when I'm done. I'm going to attempt to show you that if you try to erase, okay, this one came with alpha channel. So we're lucky, lucky, lucky. If not, you have to right click, add the alpha channel. So I just did myself a little test. I took the eraser and I went like that and I said, oh, it works. If it doesn't, if it goes to white, you need to right click, add the alpha channel. So this window is going to be super easy because I'm going to use this rectangle select tool. I'm going to alt scroll in. I'm going to select this part of the window. And I'm going to hit the delete key. I can then drag this big chunk over. Actually, this one might be a little smaller, bigger. So I'm going to hit it, delete. Piece of cake, right? I got an easier way to do it. Select none. You're going to hit the magic wand or fuzzy select tool. Select the white area, click delete. Select the white area, delete, 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 delete. So, in short, if you have something that is the same color, like all this white, you can use the fuzzy select icon, select that area, and hit delete. The challenge comes when that white isn't perfect. No big deal. That wand actually gives you a choice. You can make it stronger or weaker. If I make it stronger, look what happens. It selects like a whole bunch of stuff, and if I hit delete, it's like my whole window. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to bring my selection, the threshold down, and select and make sure. See, if I bring my threshold up again, look at I selected over that window. If I bring this threshold down, it kind of does a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I'm going to come down to here. There, I just have my window itself. So threshold is how strong your magic wand is going to be. Almost done. We're going to go to the crop tool. That's the knife looking tool. And you're going to select the edges of the window like such. Hit enter. And there you have it. File. Save as. I'm going to call this a Murphy Window Project Easy. Actually, you know what? Because I'm going to probably demo this for you in class, I'm going to undo a few. I'm going to undo a few like this. File, save as. I'm going to call it Murphy Window Project GIMP _ easy. Because I want to have this available and I want to know what it is. There we go. So now I'm going to file, export as. So my project, when it's done, I'm going to do file, export as, and I'm going to call it Murphy Window Project, and I'm going to type the word final, meaning it's the last version of it, and it's a .png. Do not delete the .png. I want you to type everything in front of the .png. Pay attention to where it's located. Right now I'm putting mine in my downloads. This is where I put my scraps, if you will. So that's where I'm putting mine. If you have a better folder, please choose or create a new one. Then press export. This one, actually, because I have two versions, I'm going to call this one easy. And then export. And then you're going to click export again. This menu, just ignore it. Just hit export. When you're done, this exported version is going to be what you put in. The exported version here is what you're going to put in your Schoology. The dog head is a project file. Don't use the dog head for Schoology. Use the dog head project to work on it. You can double click this and it'll open back up with your layers. But if you try to double click or try to open with GIMP, it'll be flat. All right, so you don't want to open the pictures to edit. You want to open the project to continue editing, but you want to use your picture file for Schoology. That's all I have for today, folks. Thank you for watching. I'm Mr. Murphy. Peace out.